I groan as I open my eyes to the blinding sun coming through the curtains. It had been days since I let the sun in, or even left my apartment. The cloud of depression that settled in the moment I sent my girls to their grandparents' house is finally starting to clear. I grab my phone and consider turning it on, but I quickly reconsider. I've been MIA for days. A few more hours won't hurt. I step into the shower and my body goes rigid as the cold water rains down on me. It took some getting used to, but I felt my mind waking up as I scrubbed off the negative emotions of my latest depressive episode. Surprisingly, that was the best shower I'd had in ages. I put my favorite sweats and t-shirt on and went to grab some food. Not surprisingly, my fridge was empty and all I had to eat was crackers and water. I guess grocery shopping would be a good thing to do today, huh, Gigi? I didn't hear her usual meow back, but I'm sure she's hiding in her favorite nap spot. I took a deep breath and looked around my quiet little place I called home. It was a mess. Clothes had gone unfolded, dishes had gone unwashed, and I had been lost underneath it all. No more, I thought to myself as I picked up my clothes and started to fold them. I got to work, opened all the blinds, and put Gigi's food out. Like clockwork, I heard her tiny bell jingling as she trotted to get her breakfast. Her happy tail swayed as she walked over to me and gave me her version of a hug. "Let's take this day on together, Gigi." She meowed and dug into her food. "Let's put on some music," I said to her. I grabbed my phone and felt my chest tighten. That was odd. Something felt off. I hesitated, but then held the power button on the phone and watched the familiar white apple pop up on the screen as it loaded. My phone buzzed once, and again as all the messages and voicemails began to drop in. I had over 100 missed calls and messages on my phone. I've never been this popular. Knowing that popularity for me usually meant something bad happened. What could I have missed in the days my phone was off? I opened my voicemail and saw several calls from Haley. Oh no. I hit play on the oldest one. "Mommy, have you watched the news? Something crazy is happening. There's a report of a kid eating his dog while it was still alive. That's not the only one. Call me back, please." I played the next one. "Mommy, please pick up. I'm worried. There's so many more attacks happening. I think this is really bad. Are you okay?" My finger shakes as I get ready to play the last message I received. The first thing I heard were shots firing in the background. "Brittany, this is Brandon. I don't know if you're getting our messages or if you're okay, but if you get this, know that we're safe. Mom got us to the base, and they're doing their best to keep everyone here protected from the infected. It's a virus spreading, not like COVID, an actual zombie virus. And it's not just people. It affects animals too. If you can make it here, do it. If not, find the nearest safe place and stay there. I'm not sure how long this will be a safe zone, but the girls need you alive. We love you." I stare at the phone in shock. Zombies. I turn off my phone for a few days and I come back to zombies. My stomach turns as I say the words out loud, and I feel the crackers I ate start to come back up, along with every thought of anything that could have gone wrong. I tried to dial out, but there was no service. Panic slowly starts to take over and I begin to cry, to freeze. No, I can't do this. I snap myself out of it and start grabbing the essentials. You hear that, Gigi? You sleep 3 days and miss the start of the apocalypse. Can't be on time for anything. I rummage through my medicines, picking the most useful ones and toss them in the bag, and begin to layer clothes on for protection. I grab what was left of the crackers and water and stuff food for Gigi in my bag as well and zip it closed. I disassemble the posts of my bed and test the weight of them in my hand. I grip it tight and swing it through the air. This will work. I move to the kitchen and tear through the drawers looking for the sharpest knives and anything useful I could use to shove in my backpack and pockets. I think we're ready, G. I just need to get your crate. Gigi meowed back from the top of the fridge. I know you don't like it, but we don't have a choice. I reply as I reach in the closet and pull out the traveling crate. I know this sounds ridiculous to bring a cat with me in the apocalypse, but I can't leave her. Come down, Gigi, so we can go. Gigi doesn't move. Instead, she stays there with her wide eyes fixed on the front door. I hear her low meow she does when she is hunting a bug, and I sigh. There's no bug, Gigi. Please come down. But Gigi crouches down, cementing herself in her place. With her eyes fixed on the door, I walk over and look in the peephole. There's nothing there. There's no one. I look again just to be sure. Gigi meowed again, still acting strange, and when I tried to reach for her, she backed away. You're so stubborn. I'll show you, I said, moving back to the door. There's no bug or anyone there. I cracked the door wide enough for her to see out and look back at her. You see, there's nothing there. When I look into her once bright green eyes, I notice they're all black, and she lets out a wild scream before she pounces my way. She lunges towards me with her claws out and sails over my head, landing on the monster that made its way through the door. I grabbed my pipe from the floor and swung towards his head, beating until I saw blood splatters, beating until he released his grip on Gigi, beating until his head was no more than a puddle of blood and bones on the floor. I slam the door shut and lock it and rush over to Gigi as she meowed and limped across the kitchen floor, dragging her leg. I scoop her up in my arms, and she doesn't fight to get away like she usually does. Her eyes turn that familiar bright green again, and she relaxes onto me. I hug her close, and she meows a tiny meow as if she were a kitten again, and puts her paw on my face. I'm sorry, Gigi. There was no one there. I'm so sorry. I checked, and there was no one. I should have listened to you. I rubbed her side to comfort her, and she flinches as my hand grazes a wet, warm patch of fur. I don't even have to look to know what it is. And I pull her closer to me as tears begin to slide down my cheek. You're going to be okay, I whisper, trying to convince myself. Her front paws start to knead my chest like she always did when I didn't feel well. And I just held her. I didn't know what to do. I sat there frozen, cradling Gigi in my arms for what felt like an eternity, when finally her paws stopped kneading and her little body went limp. The floodgates that were holding back my tears broke, and I sobbed as I rocked her. She was gone. After all these years, she was gone, and it was my fault. If I hadn't opened the door, she wouldn't have needed to save me. She's always saving me, getting me out of bed, warning me when I'm about to be sick, and this time saving me is what killed her. I felt her body begin to twitch under my grip. Maybe she's okay, I think, knowing that's not the truth. Her twitches get more violent, and her body fights against my grip. I'm so sorry, Gigi. I grip her head, keeping her from turning on me, and I feel her claws gripping, and I'm thankful for the layers I have on. I slide my knife from my pocket with my free hand and put it to the back of her skull. I love you, Mama. Thank you for saving me. And with a quick and forceful jab of my knife, her body went limp, and she was gone. I removed her collar and tied it around my wrist, and I laid her body to rest in the windowsill, her favorite spot, and I grabbed my things to head out to find my family. That's the end.